We are now going to do the basic reverse foot setup. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the joints. So I go here to skeleton. I'm in the animation section of Maya. I go to skeleton, joint tool. Next I'm going to create my first joint. The next joint I'm looking for will be where the knee should be, and then the ankle, the heel, the ball, and the toe. I press enter to finish that up, to complete that, and I'll press shift, I'll click these, and I can rename them. I'm going to call it leg JNT, knee JNT, this one is the ankle JNT, heel JNT, ball JNT, toe JNT. It's always good to make sure that you name everything properly. That will help when you're skinning and fixing the rig later on if you need to. So now that we have that, we next need to create a foot control. So we can use my special script where I have control curves, and I'll do rectangle, and I'll zoom, I'll just scale this up a bit. I'm going to lift it up so it's not in the ground, because if there is a floor, I can move it forward a bit. Close this up, and I'm going to turn off the geometry, the polygons. I'm going to move the pivot point by pressing D, and then snap V, and move the pivot point for this foot control to be at the ankle. The next thing I want to do is I want to zero this out. So modify, freeze transformations. I'm going to give this a name, foot CTL. CTL is control. And now I need to add some extra attributes. So I'm going to go to add attribute. And the first attribute that I'm going to call is leg twist. Add. The next will be foot roll. Notice that I have lowercase and then uppercase, but when I add, it will look uppercase here. Then I will have swing, add, and cap. Okay. Next thing that I need to do is I need to add my IKs. But before that, I'm going to, just to be safe, I'm going to orient my joints. Alright. Didn't do much because I didn't actually move anything. It's always good to orient your joints before you add your IK handles. Now I'm going to open up my IK handle tool, and I need to make sure two things are turned on. If I reset the tool, you'll see that it's IK SC solver and sticky is off. I want to change it to IK RP solver, and I want to turn sticky on. Sticky is what makes it stick to the ground. Alright, and I'll go with the first one, and then I'm going to do the second one, which is, the first one was from leg joint to ankle joint. Next is ankle joint to heel joint to ball joint to toe joint. And now we have all of these. Alright. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select these IK handles, and I'm going to group it 4 times. Command G, 1, 2, 3. So there's, see here, I have many groups, And this first group I'm going to call heel GRP. The next group will be swing GRP, GRP for group. The next will be ball GRP, and the last will be tap GRP. Alright, now the next thing, I actually don't need to see my IK handles here, so I'm going to just grab this and turn off visibility. Because these are empty nodes anyways, it doesn't matter. But now I don't have all of these IK handles, so I accidentally select them. So next thing I'm going to do is I need to create a correct pivot point for each of these. So the heel group, Command D, V, I'm going to put at the heel. Swing group, D, V, I'm going to put at the toe. Ball group will be at the ball. And tap will also be at the ball. And you can just test this out, see what happens. Okay, good. Swing. But before we move on, we're going to have to reorganize where our IK handles are. So I'm going to grab my IK handles. 1 second. Alright. So I'm going to take IK handle 1 and 2, and I'm going to move it under ball group right here. And then IK handle 3, which is this one, I'm going to put under the swing group like this. Alright, and if you want, you prefer to have this up here, so it's more like the PDF, you'll see that it's like this. IK handle 3, IK handle 4. So IK handle 3 is under the swing, IK handle 4 is under tap, and then 1 and 2 are under the ball. Alright, so we can kind of test this. So this heel should move it like this, correct? Swing, again, we test it, moves like that. Ball should move this up here. Oh, tap needs to be under swing also. Oops, there we go. So ball group moves up here, and tap group moves here. Okay, everything moves correctly. Now we're going to do the connection. So we're going to grab this, and we're going to go to General Connection Editor, and move all the way down, leg twist, and we're going to grab IK handle 1, reload the connection here, we're going to look for twist. Now that's done, and we can test it out. Leg twist, and if you notice here, the leg twists, which is good. That's what we wanted. The next thing that we want to do is we can just do swing. So I reload swing here, and I grab swing here, and if we look here, that's the Y rotate that I need to swing. So rotate Y. We can test it out. Swing, and it moves good. The next one we're going to do is tap. Grab the tap group here, reload, and we can just check it, which axis that we need to work in. We want it up and down, so that's the X axis. So tap, rotate X. We can test it out, and if you see here, it taps up and down. So all of those connections are done. We can close this up. The next thing that we need to do is the foot roll. Okay. So foot roll, we're going to use set driven keys. So we go to animate, set driven key. Now our foot control here is going to be our driver, so we need to load it as a driver, and we say foot roll here, and the driven is going to be the heel group right here, and we'll load that as the driven. And the rotation of that driven, grab this one here, will be the X, rotate X. Now the 0 rotate here and the 0 setting for the foot control are correct, so I'm just going to key those out. So I need a key at 0. So we look at this one, I keyed this one at 0, and heel group has a key at 0 now. So the next thing that I need to do is go to foot control, and I'm going to make this negative, and I'm going to go to -10. And then I'm going to go to heel group here, and I'm going to lift up the heel about here, and then I'm going to set key. So that's done. Now we need to 0 it out again, 0, and now we need to bring it up like this. So what we'll do is we'll grab our ball. That's going to be our driven. Again, it's rotate X. Again, 0'd. We need to key out the 0. So I'm going to, right now, foot control is at, foot roll is 0. Ball rotate X is at 0. So I need to set a key. So the next thing I do is I grab this foot control, foot roll 5. This is positive. And the ball group, I'm going to lift up just a bit. Doesn't have to go too far. Maybe 35 right here. Okay. And now that I have two values, a value on my foot control and I have a value on my ball group, I will key that. And now I'm going to have to lift up my toe. But I need to load the swing group as the driver, as the driven, sorry. And again, it's going to be rotate X. And when this is at 5, this should be at 0. So I'm just going to key that out. And now, when this lifts up to 10, my swing group lifts up, and we're going to lift it up until it's just about to flip over because the IK can't handle it. See, that flips. So I'll end about here, and I'm going to key that out. And now I can test everything. Foot roll, and it rolls nicely. I can 0 that out. I can close up my set driven keys. The next thing I want to do is limit that information, so I go to modify, edit attribute. Foot roll has minimum -10, has maximum 10. That didn't work over here, so I'll do that again. -10 and 10, close it out. So now I can only rotate it to a maximum. And we are done with the reverse foot setup. We need to take this group and put it under foot control. And we don't really need to worry about it anymore. Alright?